Worst thing to get bit by is the Komodo dragon, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, he's not wrong. Meet the Komodo dragon. It's the largest lizard in the world, getting up to 10 feet long and 300 pounds. And they're fully carnivorous hunters. They've earned the name dragon. But what's crazy is they'll hunt any animal, any size, from a small rodent to a large water buffalo. No lizard should be taking down a 2,000-pound buffalo. But then again, this is what they're hunting with. 60 razor-sharp, curved, serrated teeth. Kind of like steak knives. But that's not even the scariest part. They're also venomous. So while they're shredding their prey, their teeth are also injecting venom. And their venom will thin out your blood, lower your heart rate, paralyze parts of your body, and even possibly... Not to mention, scientists say that their venom could be as potent as the inland taipan. You know, the most venomous snake in the world. In other words, I'd rather use a cactus as toilet paper than run into one of these. Moral of the story, if you ever find yourself on Komodo Island for some reason, there's your final boss. Alcohol is a crazy substance. 1 minute you're safe and the next minute you're face to face with the king of the jungle. Basically, this guy gets drunk and he decides it's a good idea to jump in the cage with Mufasa. And as you would expect, the lion walks up to investigate and starts swiping at him. But he ends up surviving without a scratch on him. The reason was because he was drunk. You see, if he was sober, he would have realized he was in a lion's cage and taken off running. That would be standard human reaction. And when you run from a lion, you become its meal. Oh, but not for Mr. Liquid Confidence. Instead, he literally starts yelling at the lion like, "Get out of here, go away." And the lion listened. He was probably so flabbergasted. Animals can sense fear, and I'm telling you, this guy had none of that. I can only imagine this guy's ego when he woke up the next morning and saw the video. What's up, guys? Y'all see me chase away that lion? Moral of the story? Confidence is key, but still, don't jump in lions' cages. That's not smart. I've said it before and I'll say it again. That is the weirdest animal on planet Earth. Meet the platypus. First off, it's like a duck-beaver hybrid with an otter's feet. They're also mammals that lay eggs. And they're venomous, which is also weird for a mammal. Not to mention, their venom is found in their back legs. They just kick you and drive their spurs into you to inject the venom. And there's no anti-venom because apparently every platypus has its own personal blend of venom. Their eyes and ears don't work when they're underwater, so they basically go deaf and blind. But no worries, because they can also connect to the electromagnetic field, which basically means they can sense the electrical pulses in other creatures' bodies. That's how they find their prey. But they don't have teeth, so they just throw rocks in their mouth to help them chew up their food. And I don't know where the food goes, because they also don't have a stomach. They also don't have nipples, but they give off milk. It just kind of leaks out of their armpits. Oh, and one last thing, they glow. Moral of the story, there's no way you can convince me that Perry here was not created in a lab.
So over here, I'm turning my back to a black mamba. I'm turning my back to a black mamba.
I think we have different definitions of the word safe. Before you do that, there's some things you should know. Meet the black mamba. This thing is basically a living delete button, and they're considered to be the most dangerous snake in all of Africa. And for a good reason. First off, this is the fastest venomous snake on planet Earth. They can slither 13 miles an hour. You know what the average sprinting speed of a human is? 14 miles an hour. In other words, the difference of you going home in your car versus in a wooden box could just be 1 mile an hour. Better grab your good shoes. Not to mention, they could strike faster than we could blink. And they don't strike just one time. They could bite you up to 12 times in a matter of seconds. It's like a venomous Gatling gun. And just one of those bites can unload up to 400 milliliters of venom. It only takes 10 milliliters to put you on the news. But then again, I mean, they do have a 100% fatality rate if the bite goes untreated. And it only takes 30 minutes. Coming from a guy who lives 40 minutes away from the nearest hospital, respectfully, you've lost your mind.
There is a dog in the cheetah cage.
It's crazy, isn't it? They feed the cheetahs dogs now. I'm just kidding. The truth is, cheetahs are not as dominant as people think they are. It's a small solo hunter from Africa, so it's difficult for them to find food that they can actually take down. On top of that, since they're small and solo, they also end up as prey to all the elite hunters. We're talking lions, hyenas, African wild dogs, leopards. Mix those two things together and their head is on a never-ending swivel looking for predators and prey. And because of that, scientists say as a whole species, cheetahs are are developing severe anxiety and depression. It's gotten so bad that a lot of cheetahs in the wild don't even mate anymore. A lot of them don't even sleep. Which brings us to the dog in the cage. It's an emotional support dog. The idea is if the cheetah has a friend, it might calm its nerves down, break out of its shell, and become more social. Moral of the story, if you go to the zoo and you see a dog in the cheetah cage, now you know why. I'm starting to be convinced that there's some scientists out there just creating these creatures. Meet the Sicilian. They're found in tropical and subtropical regions all over the world. Now, at first glance, it looks like a worm or a snake, but it's not. It's actually a species of legless amphibian with a mouth full of razor-sharp daggers. You're gonna tell me that that's not a baby alien from the movie Alien? On top of that, they also get up to 5 feet long and they're fully carnivorous. And they'll pretty much eat anything that fits in their mouth, including their mom. They'll eat their mom's flesh when they're first born. But to make it even scarier, scientists recently discovered glands near their mouth, which could be venom glands, which would make them one of the only amphibians on the planet that can deliver a venomous bite. However, nobody actually knows for sure because they're extremely elusive and humans almost never see them. Moral of the story, if you ever see a Sicilian, you're really lucky. Or unlucky. No one knows.
Don't run! Morite!
Ostriches are just middle fingers wrapped in feathers. First off, they stand up to 9 feet tall and weigh over 300 pounds. That makes them the tallest and heaviest bird on the planet, including Big Bird. I'm not even kidding. But it's not their size that's gonna make the difference. It's their legs. The ostrich can kick with 2,000 pounds of pressure. To put that into perspective, that's strong enough to take out a lion in one shot. And yes, they've done it. Oh yeah, this is what they're kicking you with. Call me crazy, but that's the foot of a dinosaur. They only have one claw, but that claw is 4 inches long and can open you up like a fish. This actually happened to Johnny Cash. He only survived because of his belt buckle. 9 feet of violence. And they can run 43 miles an hour. I forgot about that. They got a set of legs on them. And if all that ain't bad enough, they also travel in packs of up to 100. Moral of the story, never get yourself in this position with a bird that kicks harder than Bruce Lee. That creature has more abilities than all of the Avengers put together. Meet the cuttlefish. First off, they're poisonous, and their poison is as potent as the blue-ringed octopus. You know, the deadliest octopus in the world. But not only that, their poison contains an unidentified compound, so scientists know nothing about it. They also have special eyes that can see for 2 miles in every direction all at once. You can't even sneak up on them from behind from 2 miles away. Oh yeah, they can also shoot ink and camouflage like an octopus. But not only do they camouflage their color, they can also change their texture, size, and shape too. Oh, but that's not even the best part. Get this. They have the ability to hypnotize their prey. They use their camouflage to start flashing colors, which induces hypnosis on some fish. And they grab their prey with 2 hidden tentacles that shoot out of its head. Moral of the story, I'm beginning to think that there's some scientists just building these things.